What is up, Aux Nation? Dave Robinson with Work Your Stories Wednesday on the Aux. Check it out, y'all. This is going to be a similar theme to last week. If you haven't listened to last week's episode, go back and do so. It's like 12, 13 minutes long. We dive into mindset, sleep, nutrition, training, recovery, and we do so from a really broad angle and really practical, getting into the nitty gritty on, 5, 6, 7 different strategies and hacks and tips and tricks for each one of those different segments. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the four doctors from Paul Chek's philosophy. Paul Chek, Chek of the Chek Institute. The four doctors. Before I do that, we got a quote. A master in the art of living draws no sharp distinction between his work and his play, his labor and his leisure, his mind and his body, his education and his recreation. He hardly knows which is which. He simply pursues his vision of excellence through whatever he is doing and leaves others to determine whether he is working or playing. To himself, he always appears to be doing both. That comes from François René de Chateaubriand. I'm sure I demolished the pronunciation of that. Francois, I apologize. And I love that quote. I love that quote because it reminds me of a term I'm going to come back to at the end of this episode called eudaimonia, a Greek term, eudaimonia. So, the four doctors, Paul Chek. This comes from a great book called How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy. The four doctors. We got Dr. Quiet, Dr. Diet, Dr. Happiness, and Dr. Movement. Again, similar theme to last week. I'm going to talk about each of those categories and a couple little pieces that Paul Chek identifies in here. All right, yin and a yang. Right? There's a kind of grinder side, and then there's the easy side. Right? Nice and smooth. Right? So we got Dr. Quiet. And Dr. Quiet is vital because that's sleep, that's self-time, that's introspection, that's spiritual development, that's the inside work, right? That's the head and the heart. That's anabolic rebound, right? That's when you actually repair your body. All right, and in order to repair your body, Dr. Diet is super important, okay? And in the diet, we talked a lot about it last time, but food quality matters. Hydration matters. Your metabolic type can matter. Your heredity or legacy, right? How much you're outside. How satiated you feel, right? Those things can be key factors and indicators on Dr. Diet. And that's on one side of the pendulum, the yin and the yang, right? Let's call that the yin side. Quiet, calm. On the other side of the coin, we have Dr. Happiness. Okay, and that encompasses your core values, encompasses your definition of success, your legacy. How are you going to be remembered? It encompasses your emotional intelligence and your mental self-management. All right, how do you respond to things between stimulus and response? There's a space. And that space is our power to choose our response. Dr. Happiness has your dreams there, right? That's where your creativity lies. It's where learning comes from, growth, your motive, your virtues, all those things. If you like being who you are, you win. And Dr. Happiness is one of the main, pillars or corners, we'll call them, that a lot of people ignore in lieu of other things, right? In lieu of false definitions or other, nefarious activities or whatever it may be, right? Oftentimes we're running from things and, tying back into Dr. Happiness could be the key for a lot of us. And Dr. Movement. The last one here. Are you working out or are you working in? I love that. Working out or working in. Working hard, right? Or are you working on yourself? Flexibility is important. Functionality is important. The best ability is availability, right? Being able to have rhythm, making sure that your needs and your ability are on the same level, on the same page, right? Expressing yourself. That's integration. That's transformation. That's warmth, right? We need to have all of these aspects in order to have that balance, have that homeostasis, to feel good, to move forward. If one of these drops off completely, it slows down the whole process. It slows down the whole caravan, right? So, Dr. Movement, Dr. Happiness, Dr. Diet, Dr. Quiet, they all matter. Mindset, sleep, nutrition, training, recovery, how you talk to yourself, how you breathe, all right? And let's aim higher. Let's aim higher than just surviving. Let's aim for thriving. Let's aim for flourishing. And that brings me back to that word, eudaimonia. It's a Greek term and it translates to the art of human flourishing. The art of human flourishing. And that's what I'm calling my new 12-month mentorship course that starts on May 1st. All right, I've had a lot of positive feedback, not only on this most recent Work Your Stories Wednesday podcast on the Aux, but on other podcasts and other Work Your Stories and through social and whatnot. And there's a big opportunity here for us to dive into story work, healthy holistic habits, working through those major problems and those major things that we think are holding us back, right? So I've got a 12-month membership that's launching May 1st. You can sign up anytime. It's a rolling 12 months. We're going to have a monthly phone call, monthly 30-minute consultation phone call. We're going to have email support throughout the entire process and monthly resources page. So think kind of Tim Ferriss 5 Bullet Friday style, but not 5 of them, and a couple things more specific to my likes and interests. And then we're going to have a quarterly group call with everyone in the program with a community expert. So whether that's an expert on Wim Hof breathing or an expert on business management or an expert on whatever it may be, I'm going to bring folks in and we're going to bring the community together and hop on a Zoom call and learn some cool shit from some world-class coaches. So I hope you'll check that out. Check out workyourstories.com, and you can always find me on Instagram at getstrappedstaystrapped. Check out Paul Chek. Yeah, check out Paul Chek. Fantastic podcast, and he also is a great author as well. And this book, How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy, is top class. So, chop chop. Keep working. We'll see you next week. Work Your Stories Wednesdays. This is Dave Robinson on the Aux. Peace.